Hey y'all, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the fundamentals of multiplying. What does it mean to multiply? When we talk about multiplying a number, what are we actually doing? So multiplying actually comes from repeated addition, which is why you'll often see it written as repeated addition. But what does that mean? Well, what that means is that a long time ago, we decided instead of saying, for example, I'd like to do 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, I would instead really like to have a different way of representing that. So instead we said, this is 3, and we counted it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, or 5 sets of 3. So we said this is 5 times 3. And multiplication is weird because we can actually represent it with a lot of different symbols. Multiplication can be represented with an X, or the higher up you go, the more types of symbols you might see. Sometimes people use one of these stars, and I often use one of these stars, 5 times 3. Or sometimes mathematicians get super lazy and we just go with a dot. We say 5 dot 3. Those are all ways of showing multiplication. Multiplication is saying I have 5 sets of 3, or 3 happened 5 times. Let's look at a couple other examples to see visually what is happening with multiplication. So I'm going to write a multiplication fact, and all we're going to do is we're going to draw out what is happening. If I had the multiplication fact 7 times 2, really what's happening there is I'm either saying I have 7 things with 2 in them, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 circles, and each one of those has 2 tick marks in there, kind of like a little happy face. Or I'm saying I have 2 groups, 1, 2, and each of those groups has 7 in them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No matter how I do it, both of those, if I count up all of the tick marks, will give me 14. So here I've got 14. All right, I'll give you another example, and then we'll try one by yourself. So if I wanted to talk about multiplying, and I wanted to say I've got 6 times 5, this is really the same thing as saying I've got 6 sets of 5, or I've got 5 sets of 6. All I'm doing is I'm putting them into groups. So let's come up with some groups here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and each one of those will have 5 tick marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I count up all the tick marks, I'll find out that my answer is 30. But I could also read it going the other direction. I could read this as 5 sets of 6. I could say I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each one of these has 6 in them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I were to count all of these up, I would also see that I have 30 in there. Let's talk very quickly about some terms here. These that I am multiplying together, are called my factors. These are my factors. That's what's getting multiplied together. So if you're taking notes, I would write down factors are what gets multiplied together. This is a factor, and this is a factor. My answer is called my product. So my answer to a multiplication problem is called my product. Okay, so now let's try some. I'm going to write a multiplication problem and I want you to draw what's happening. Okay, I'll make it really simple. Let's say I want to have 3 times 4. My factors are 3 and 4. I want to know what the product is. I know that most of you can do it in your head, but I want you to draw out what 3 times 4 looks like. Go ahead and pause it and draw out what 3 times 4 looks like. Okay, there are 2 ways you could draw it. You could draw it like this, 1, 2, 3, and each of those put 4. Or you could say, I've got 4 parts, and in each of those I'm going to put 3. Either way, my product, my answer, is going to be 12. All right? Hopefully you got that one. Let's try one other way, which is now I'm going to draw something, and I want you to tell me what math fact that is, what math multiplication fact that is. Okay, write what math multiplication fact that is. Go ahead and pause the video if you need extra time. When I look at this, I see 2 groups of 3. But somebody else could say, oh, I see 3 in each of 2 groups. Either one of these would have been okay ways to write it. These are our factors. Now we need to find our product. Our product is the answer. That's just how many total tick marks we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6. Our product is 6. Hopefully this helped you to understand some of the fundamentals, some of the basics of multiplying. Hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.